It's nearly upon us. I think this might be one of the most eagerly anticipated, and not necessarily for the right reasons, Europa League final. Yes, it's between two Premier League clubs, but they've had such terrible seasons in the league, such inconsistent seasons in the league for various reasons, which I'm sure we'll come to. And now one of them will be playing Champions League football next season.
I know, it does. It's baffling. It's baffling.
And
I think that they're very fortunate, these two teams. I think Wolves, you have to say, probably as well. West Ham as well. Very fortunate that Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton had the seasons they had, because if just two of those teams came with anything more, we could have seen Spurs or Man United go down this year. People say, what are you talking? We could have. It's been so bad. How many wins?
Teams have gone down on like 42 once.
Normally 40
is
the minimum benchmark.
Was it West Ham 42? I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. And they aim for 40, but usually it's high 30s in a normal season. But that's only where they are right now.
I don't know how you feel as a Tottenham fan or a Man United fan when you win. You obviously have got to be happy that you won something. But the consistency, what you're judged on for the season they've had is arguably, both of them, the worst seasons they've had. Probably easily in the Premier League. Easily.
It will be their well, it already is their most losses, and it'll be their lowest Premier League finishes as well.
You say you're baffled. Before I used to watch Man United. Obviously, I had Berbatov, who played for Man United. I used to watch. I used to be eager to watch that team. I haven't watched them. There's no excitement about watching them. Obviously, with Tottenham, it's different. I'm well connected with Ange Postecoglou, obviously, to Celtic. I want him to do well, but they've just been awful, both teams. There was nothing. There was so many stories from within the camp and the issues, obviously the Rashford, the bad results, blaming on the players, then the manager, then the board. It's been a mess. But then it can become one of the most successful seasons for both teams.
In respect of a trophy.
Yes, exactly.
But Manchester United have done this when they've had, and look, they haven't.
That is temporarily covering up a whole ream of issues underneath, whether that's structurally, culturally, recruitment, whatever it may be, coaching. And I think you do see that at both teams. I think maybe for Spurs, this can offer more scenario to have these two English teams going in who, at this point, could have been in the relegation conversation. It's bizarre.
It's interesting you're saying that it won't change anything. Do you think whoever wins it, either Man United, Tottenham, they will keep their managers going forward? There is one. If that won't make a change.
I think Manchester United are more likely to keep a manager because I think they want to give him a summer transfer window and make that happen. But he already sort of looks like a broken man at this point.
Maybe that's why he wanted to come in at the end of the season, and they said, no, start now, because he maybe saw this coming, because this is as bad as I've ever seen any Man United team. But the thing with his flow is that he does need the summer in respect of recruitment, and how much money is he going to get when we know how much they're scrimping and scraping around the place, saving money. You know, people are not even, I don't think staff are even being able to go. I think people are paying for the staff to go and watch the game. So you look at it and you do worry for United, because you're thinking, okay, the summer they'll sort it out and they'll buy some players and they'll change this and that. But you can't even put a marker on that, because they constantly complain about not having money now.
It's Amorim who's been paying for some of the staff to go over with their families to again, well, certainly helping out in terms of transport and things like that. I think what you said about the culture at Spurs is really interesting, because of your knowledge of how Ange Postecoglou works. And he's one of the managers who's complained about the culture at Spurs, that it isn't that winning culture. And I wonder what that looks like from his point of view, and whether, you know, as the man who always wins a trophy in his second season, whether that's something that he can bring.
Yeah, you have to create that kind of mentality. You have to bring that culture. And in fairness, as much as I love Ange Postecoglou, I believe that what he does, he haven't managed to adapt to the English football. You have to be able to understand and adapt in certain games. You have to understand the Premier League is completely different. You've got, every team is good, everybody's got great players, and he haven't managed to do that. Yeah, European football has been a great adventure, but he has to understand that he has to become smarter, and if you want that winning culture, he has to bring players and staff and people who believe in that and will follow everything he needs to.
Champions League football will certainly help him attract them. So who do we think then? Manchester United or Tottenham?
You know something, I do believe
Go
that.
on, Right, I want to hear that answer.
I think Man United.
Because it was their history point with them.
Yeah, being in that final. And I think as long as you've got Bruno Fernandes in your team and playing against that kind of opposition, you have to fancy Manchester United.
I'm going for Spurs.
And confidently going for Spurs as well.
Yeah, I confidently going for Spurs. I believe that if they click, they do play some incredible football. I think that will be the last chance for maybe Ange to save his job. And I think that big stage will be excitement for the players. But Man United is Man United, and they have shown when they've been against the odds, they can produce.
Go on, Flo.
You never know what you're going to get with these two, that's for sure. Terrible runs going in, but I have to say, the route that United have had to the final, beating Lyon, beating Bilbao, I didn't expect them to win either of those games. I'm going with United.
Nice.
Yeah, because you think that the form that they've shown in that competition might just be enough to carry them through the final. So we've got 2 for Manchester United, 1 for Tottenham, but either way, we will be talking about that, I would imagine, next week, which is the last one of the season next week, isn't it? So we will see you for that one. Everything will be wrapped up. All those predictions that we're having to make about who qualifies for the Champions League, it will be done. We'll know who's done it, and we'll be talking about it this time next week. See you then. Bye-bye.
Martí, que si no está es por motivos de fuerza mayor, así que todo el ánimo para él. Un abrazo grande y veremos si su Rayo le puede dar hoy una alegría.
En troncos de Sergio García junto a Verdú, cuando ya se cogen esas cartas secretas. A turno de Aitor Vives. Encara Aitor, arriba. Desviado el remate de Aitor Vives, la llega a tocar por Lechuga.
Días en los que quizá podrían haber tenido mejor resultado, los porteros han estado ahí.
Viene el balón para Manu. Precisamente un portero es quien le da el primer gol a Troncos. ¡Gol! En la frontal del área decide combinar sobre la figura de Paul Lechuga. Vértice del área, probará con el regate. No, la cambia entera. ¡Qué balón de Lechuga para Alegre! ¡Para adentro! ¡Gol! Espérate porque viene Fraile a esta línea de fondo, la pone Fraile, el balón para Poc, que recorta delante de Ferres. ¡Poc! ¡Qué parada abajo! De Manu Martín, lo hizo de fábula.
Han señalado cesión.
Libre en directo, eso es.
Sí, libre en directo.
Ojo que la pone rápido en movimiento, los Troncos para adentro. Sergio. ¡Gol! Vamos al penalti, presidente. Lo tirará en paralelo a la portería Perchita. Perchita ante Lechuga. Le pega Perchita. ¡Lo ha parado! Con suspense, con incertidumbre, pero acabó sacando finalmente. Pues venga, todo tuyo. Ahí está, algo bajito, capo. Verdú. Contacto con la pelota en el carril central, abre precisamente para Vives. El centro acaba siendo portería porque evitaron que el pase de la muerte pudiese llegar. Pero si eres de Barcelona y quieres vivir la emoción de la última jornada en el Cupra Arena de tanto la Kings League InfoJobs como de la Queens League, puedes entrar también en el centro y el remate. Ahora te lo cuento porque es un golazo. ¡Gol! Frankie Purtí, irá Frankie para darle la vuelta al Rayo. Frankie lo ha parado. Lo ha parado Manu Martín. En la porfía con Ian, en todo caso no se aplica nada y viene el ataque ahora de los Troncos. ¡Lechuga! Román Alegre está bien, gol doble.
Gol doble para Rayo.
El capitán de los Troncos combina con Vives. Lechuga. Era muy difícil porque le botó justo en el momento. Un penalti shutout. Tanto sonoras como lumínicas del Cupra Arena. Sorroche para el tercero. Lechuga. Decide combinar sobre Paul Román. Aparece Román Alegre que filtra el envío. El remate para adentro. ¡Gol de oro! ¡Cántalo! ¡Gol! ¡Gol! Del Rayo de Barcelona. Llegar y besar el santo Joel Paredes.
por ti, Prime MVP, por fin ha llegado esa victoria tan esperada para el Rayo.
Sí, ha costado mucho. La verdad que aquí ganar cuesta muchísimo y hay que valorarlo mucho. Y como ha dicho el míster, al final hoy era un partido amistoso que encarábamos como preparación para el partido donde nos jugamos la vida, que es el partido de play-out del Mundial. Y esperemos que esto nos sirva para encarar una buena dinámica y encarar ese partido de la mejor manera posible.
Hoy no ha podido estar el Presi, no sé si nos estará viendo desde casa y no sé si le quieres decir algo.
Yo creo que sí nos estará viendo. Le mando un fuerte abrazo. Esta semana ha sido una semana difícil para él y espero que le anime, tanto la victoria del femenino como la nuestra este fin de semana. Espero que le anime y que le ayude a pasar la semana de la mejor manera posible y decirle que le queremos mucho y que vamos a dar la vida para que el Rayo esté en el Mundial.
Ojalá que así sea. Enhorabuena. Gracias.